Hey guys, so today I wanna talk about the secrets of New World PvP, okay? There are some really important tips and tricks you can actually do to get better at PvP. So how do we counter Great Sword users, Now, there are two really important perks for PvP, and they are about stamina, okay? Stamina is one of the most important aspects of this game because stamina gives you dodge and dodge gives you immunity frames, and there are two perks that give you more stamina. First one, you can get shrinking energy on your pants. Okay, will you dodge in light load, you gain more stamina, and you can get stamina recovery on your amulet. This is actually essential to have in PvP. You can also get your ring with Hearty that gives you more stamina. So this is actually very important for mage or strength builds, because then you can actually dodge twice before you run out of stamina, and then you are not exhausted, you are not slowed, and you are not waiting your stamina to recover. So you can do this, you can do BAM, you can do this, and then you can do twice again, and then you run away again, you see? And then you get stamina back, you see? And then your perks also come in play. This is huge against any melee classes in this game. So this is actually so important, if you don't have stamina recovery on amulet or shrinking energy on your pants, it will be very hard for you to play PvP properly. Now the next big thing is I actually didn't know that for so long, but if you can actually get weapon that has attunement and keenly jacked, and you just put a gem into it, and you will have more damage than anything else in this game. Before I was doing OP rush with other weapons, I did like 200,000 player damage at max, but now with this staff I can do like more than 600,000 player damage every game, because flame attunement and keenly jacked is so good. Attunement is so strong, it's essential perk to have because it's overpowered basically, and they also buffed keenly jacked. And I got this stuff only for 5,000 gold, imagine that, and it's actually so strong, it's so strong. And if you check the fire staff talents, you can also get like watch it burn, for example. You do even more burn damage, or you have incarnate, you do so much insane damage, I'm usually playing fire staff or ice gauntlet. You can get actually really good PvP weapons very cheaply, attunement is so strong, and keenly jacked, you will have so much more fun once you get a weapon with attunement and keenly jacked, and just put a gem into it. You can get such a weapon for 5 to 10,000 gold. It's very easy to obtain, and it's probably stronger than anything else in this game. Before I had stuff with other perks, I was doing like 200,000 player damage in Outpost Rush, but after with this weapon you can do more than 600,000 player damage each Outpost Rush game. It's insanely good, There are also some really underrated weapon combinations. For example, you can go hatchet. What is the biggest counter to Great Sword users? That's the question. They constantly dodge around in light load, they do insane damage. The best counter is stagger or root, or or the abilities that reduce their stamina. So you can actually combine hatchet, which gives you 2-second root, and void gauntlet, petrifying scream, and this gives you stagger for 2 seconds. This is really strong for PvP. So my first best advice for you is that you get pants with shrinking energy and amulet with stamina recovery, and then you get a weapon with flame attunement and keenly jacked, and whatever third perk you can get if you have enough gold, okay? But attunement and keenly jacked are pretty mandatory, You will have so much more damage than anything else in this game, And so you have bonus damage from flame attunement, you have bonus damage from keenly jacked, and then you have bonus damage from watch it burn, and you have more burn damage, and you have incarnate, and it's so good, it's really fun, fire staff is actually so strong if you have the correct perks, you know. Hey guys, I just wanna quickly talk about one of the best solo chest runs you can do as a solo player. You can get 20 chests under 10 minutes actually, and it's just right next to Hexopolis, you know, the popular elite chest runs people do. And it's actually this area here, okay? Here is the portal, okay? And you can get 3 chests here, 3 chests right here, 3 chests in the entrance, and there are 9 more chests in the area. So this is actually, you know, one of the best farms you can do each hour. You can also collect these elite grave offerings here, but they have respawn of 20 hours, you know. Just in this small area right here inside is 9 chests, okay? And then you have 6 more at the entrance, then you have 3 more right here, and it's really big, you know. It's really big. It's actually essential to have shrinking energy perk on your pants and stamina recovery on your amulet. This is actually probably the best PvP tip you can get, okay? Sure, you need to wear 5 resilience, any bonus perk you can get, right? But shrinking energy and amulet stamina recovery is essential, okay? And also having hearty on your ring. So if you play mage, you know, you usually spend 50 stamina to roll. And once you roll twice, you're exhausted and you run slowly, and you know, it's really annoying. But with Hearty, you can roll twice, you see, and you still have stamina, so you're not slowed and your stamina recovers more quickly. There are also some really underrated weapon combinations. For example, you can go hatchet. You know, what is the biggest counter to greatsword users? You know, that's the question. You know, they constantly dodge around in light load, they do insane damage. The best counter is stagger or a root, or you know, or the abilities that reduce their stamina. So you can actually combine hatchet, which gives you 2-second root, and void gauntlet, petrifying scream, and this gives you stagger for 2 seconds. You know, this is really strong for PvP, you know. So my first best advice for you is that you get pants with shrinking energy and amulet with stamina recovery, and then you get a weapon with flame attunement and keenly jacked, and whatever third perk you can get if you have enough gold, okay? But attunement and keenly jacked are pretty mandatory, you know. You will have so much more damage than anything else in this game, you know.
We find is in the Temple of Isis, west of Cavalier Shran Fast Travel Point. It's called Temple Guardian Sepsis. Hey guys, in today's video I'll try to get this cool life staff with Blessed Accelerated Light's Embrace and
Holy shit, man, this stuff might be really fun to use. You give your allies 30% movement speed for 5 seconds, man. Your allies will love you if you use this stuff, you know. I definitely need to farm this. Let's see, where is it?
Like I said, he's in the Temple of Isis.
Nice. And there are so many tips, you know, like there are also some secret weapons you can actually get. For example, you can get spear with enfeebling skewer. Okay, this is probably the strongest perk in the game, especially for dungeons. You know, if you reduce enemy damage by 40% for 8 seconds. Okay, this is if you play spear, you have to have this perk, and then dungeons and PvP will be so easy. This is probably one of the strongest perks in the game right now. You can also get bow called Warden Answer, new word. This is probably the best PvE bow in the game, okay? This is really good for, you know, this is probably the only bow worth farming for dungeons in PvE, because you get penetrating rapid shot, you get so good perks, and the talent of penetrating shots. So let's see. We have bow, we have penetrating shot. You see, if you hit all 3 arrows on the same target, rapid shot cooldown is reduced by 50%, and this is insanely good against bosses in PvE, because your cooldown on your rapid shot becomes almost zero then. It's so good, you know, it's really good, it's really strong. Look how many recipes we actually have, like holy shit. And these are actually good recipes. We have javel crafting, we have best strength recipes, and you can get all these if you just wear full luck set on javelry, on bags, and then just do chest runs, you know. I suggest you do wall daily. You can do wall here, okay, and you can do Imperial Palace. It's actually really good. And then you can do solo chest farms like this area right here, Valley, this Diospolis, you know. This area here is really good for chest farming. I don't have much gold to actually buy the legendary one. If you have enough gold, you can just get Attunement, Keenly Jacked, and then whatever third perk you want. Enchanted, or Keenly Empowered, or you know, crit damage or whatever. And there are like few items worth grinding for, you know. Like you have Warden Answer. This is best PvE bow in the game. Penetrating rapid shot. If you hit all 3 shots, the cooldown is reduced by like to 2 seconds. And this is one of the best bow for PvE, for dungeons, for bosses. You also have really strong perks like Enfabling Skiver. Okay, this is essential if you play Spear in dungeons or in PvP. This is probably the strongest. This is probably the strongest perk in the game. Reduce target damage by 40%. If you use this on a boss in a dungeon, the boss runs will be so much easier, you know. Okay, so we need to re-equip my lag gear now. And also, yeah, don't forget, you also need to have amulet with, you see, I have frozen protection amulet with frozen absorption. So you can get 15% ice absorption, or 15% flame absorption, or 15% lightning, void absorption, nature, and you have arcane. So this is actually really good if you play basically any mutations, you know. And you can actually get, I think, really good set from the new winter event. I just need a bit more. I need to go in towns to get more winter reputation, and then you can get, I think, set with luck, and I think it's some word, you know. It's really good, you know. It's really good set for mutations. We have 3 scarabs, you know. Holy shit! We have 3 mountain glyph stones, which are the most expensive stones you can get. And just by doing these solo chest runs, you know, it's really good. And one of the best area for solo chest runs is actually Diopolis here. Here are elite grave offerings, and there are actually 12 chests in this small area. 12 chests, and the credit for this goes to let's see, to the bearded Mata. Okay, he's a New World YouTuber who usually posts really good tips. You know, for example, this chest farm, or you know, the best you know, star metal farm in the game. So yeah, you know, I suggest you subscribe to him. I got this, you know, unending toe, you know, and this is also really good for dungeons. Unending toe, ice storm deals more damage, and they have slow on them for 2 seconds more, which is actually really good for PvP. Or you can just go hammer, you know. Fire staff and hammer is actually also really strong. Because all those melee users, they think you're easy target, but then you just bring out hammer, you know. And you have insane amount of CC and fortify. You see, you have raking ball, which also gives you 20% fortify, which is huge, you know. You have shockwave, of course. You have path of destiny. You have slow on your CC. You have insane damage and even lifesteal.
Well, let me explain why. So, what I'm competing against is actually a bunch of view borders. Okay, so if we go in the New World directory, you will see, well, I'm recording this at 9 a.m, so most of the streamers aren't live. But what I'm actually competing against are people that have heavily inflated viewer counts. And I don't have anything against the streamers. Some of these streamers are actually the streamers I look up to, are actually the streamers I enjoy personally watching, and I will spend my time watching their streams because I think their streams are good. But what happens is these streamers are abusing a legal view bot. And you may be wondering, how, bro? Look, he has 1,200 viewers right now. But once again, there is not a single person using the chat. Why is there not a single person using the chat? Because there is no people on the stream. Why is that? Because if you go on this site, New World Guide, his stream is actually right here on the bottom right. So if you're searching this site, right, you're just casually browsing, you are counting as a viewer to that streamer. He's getting paid, he's getting a view count inflated, and you're not actually here to watch his stream. As you can see, right here on the bottom right, once again, no flame towards the streamer house or anything like that. But as you can see, anything you want to check here, quests, whatever it is, you're on this site, you count as a viewer, right? And this is a massive problem in New World Directory. Why? Because, well, a lot of people go on these sites, right? And for example, let's have Baggins here, right? New World Database, very popular site. Every single item in the game is going to be on this side. Now, when Baggins streams, he's right here on this little bottom corner, right? Right here on the bottom corner, and his view count is inflated to like tens of thousands of viewers, when in reality, he realistically probably has between 500 and 1,500 actual viewers on his stream. And as I said, I'm a huge fan of Baggins. I've been watching him forever. We had a little bit of drama back in the day on the release of the game. I want nothing but like good things for the guy, but it is just so sad to see that he needs to, like if we just go Social Blade, right? It is so sad to see that they need to do, like, in order for him to compete on the